Hi, my name is Tori, and today is January 31st, 2023. And this week, there were 214 reported cases of COVID-19 in the Charlotte-Mecklenburg County area, which shows a 32% decrease over the last 2 weeks. Therefore, each subject is comfortable not wearing a mask. Now, today we have the pleasure of interviewing Zack. I'm going to give him the opportunity to introduce himself.
All right, my name is Zack, my name is Zack. I'm from Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm a senior. I graduate in the May. I'm studying psychology as well as biology. Biology is my minor, actually. After undergrad, I plan on going to graduate school. Not really sure yet where, but I plan to obtain my MSW somewhere. Someone's HBCU.
Okay, and with you being from Greensboro, how was your transition to Charlotte?
Was this before COVID?
Yeah, before COVID.
Yeah, so my transition was pretty smooth. I come from like a very supportive family. My aunt as well as my mother both went to HBCUs. So they kind of moved away. So they kind of like basically just told me like it's not really that big of a deal. Also, when I got here, I had like a very warm welcome here at Smith by Miss Ashley Booth. She actually gave me my tour of the school before I even thought to come here.
Okay.
So support system.
Definitely. And throughout COVID, were your relationships still the same? Were they still supportive?
Yeah, absolutely. If anything, they were more supportive. You know, since people were dying, it was all kinds of different situations. So they were definitely supportive. And I still kept in contact with Miss Booth.
Okay. And during that time, where were you at when COVID first started or first began?
So when COVID first started, I was actually on campus. I didn't know it was going to be such a big deal. But then after that, I ended up moving home for 2 years, I believe. And then that's where I spent the majority of my time, which was Greensboro.
And how was it being back home? It's like, you got away, you're here experiencing the college life, and then you have to go back home.
Yeah.
So what did you feel during that time?
So during that time, like at the beginning, it felt like, I'm back home again. You know, once you come to college, you get like a certain amount of freedom or something. So going back to like not even a strict household, but a household where it's like rules. You know, like when I'm in college, I get to do whatever I want to do. I get to walk out whenever I want to. It's no big deal. So I would say it was pretty cool. It was just at the beginning, it was just like depressing, but I kind of got out of that like as time went on or whatever. And it kind of I kind of got too comfortable, actually. That's it.
Now, what made it so depressing?
So like I said, the rules, back to rules again. And then also, people were dying. So you just didn't really know, like, if you were next, if your brother, your sister, your mother, your grandmother was next, your aunts, you just did not know. So that was pretty depressing to know, like, okay, so somebody could just die tomorrow from COVID. Also, just seeing the news, like the news was so horrible during that time. I also feel like what else was depressing was that it just felt like the world had stopped, like literally stopped. And it was all within like a day. And also, like, I don't know why, I was just really scared, like, it was gonna come in and like do crazy stuff. I don't know, like you see certain stuff on social media and you start believing it, but now I know that's never gonna happen.
For sure. And do you feel like you started watching TV more or the news more just to kind of have a sense of what is going on?
Yeah, so I definitely watched the news more. Granted, I always was a news watcher, but it was like that was the highlight of my day. So like me and my mom, we would watch Nora O'Donnell at 6 p.m. every day because that's when she comes on. And then we'll also watch CBS This Morning every morning at like, I think it was 7. So it just became a part of the routine is to watch the news.
And during that time, I know we did do a hand map activity, and your mother is on there she's listed as one of your people who a support system for you. So did your relationship with her grow during that time? Did you get to learn any new things? How was that for you?
So me and my mother, we've always been like super close. So I really wouldn't say like it grew or anything. It was just I was with her all the time now. So it was just, that was like kind of different. Granted, I've always been with her, but I'm just saying like, it was just like, she didn't leave the house because she didn't have really a job where she had to leave the house. So we were just always together. We always went out together. We always did all kinds of stuff together. So.
All right, and let's reflect back to when you said that you were getting comfortable. What were your day-to-day routines like?
So at the beginning, I would wake up, take a shower, probably go check the mail, scroll on social media a little bit. Like I said, the news became a routine. So it was a morning news, afternoon news, and then it was like a night news. So that became a part of the routine. Cooking, because at that time, and I love fast food, but at that time, like I just didn't trust it. So I didn't eat out. Also, the grocery store. It was fun to go to the grocery store now. That kind of became like a part of my life as well. Some days I would go to work. I started working maybe like in May or June, one of those months. But yeah.
Now, did you work before COVID in college, while you were in college?
I didn't work my freshman year at all. However, I did before I came to college. Like I've been working since like 14. So when I had got to college, I took a break because like I said, I have a financially supportive family as well. So I didn't have to work my freshman year.
Okay. And how was that for you, that, relief of not being able to work, your first year, and then transitioning back into, actually working during that time as well? So how was that transition for you?
It was kind of weird. Like, I just remember thinking like, oh, like I really have to do this. But it's like, I don't know why it was so hard. And before I came to college, I was working in like food service and stuff. And to me, that's like the hardest. But it was just like, and then I had transitioned into retail once COVID had happened. But it still felt like, I don't know, the people was rude, like on another level. And I don't know what happened, but I just forgot that people was like that. So it kind of took like an emotional toll, I would say.
What did you do to kind of cope with that?
I didn't do anything. I just still had to go to work because it was like, it is what it is. It's just like, you got to get over it. That's kind of what my mom is too. She's just like, just get over it. It is what it is. It's life.
And with you transitioning into retail, were there any restrictions that the store had to, set in place?
So no, that was another thing. Like, we had to wear masks. Mind you, the AC never works.
No.
So we had to have on masks, and then they wouldn't make the customers wear masks, which kind of frustrated all of like the employees or whatever. And then like, it wasn't no type of precautions or anything like that.
And how did that make you feel?
It just felt weird because it was like I said, the employee, not the employees, but the customers, they didn't have to wear a mask. They get to do whatever. And it's just like, we sitting here wearing these masks and it's hot. And also it was older people working there. So I really couldn't get jiggy with that. It's just like the whole idea of like, y'all just really not caring,
Okay, gotcha. And what do you think you've gained from the pandemic?
I gained reality. Like, I think before COVID, I kind of lived like in a fantasy and I just didn't really know how the world really worked. So I kind of gained reality. And I also would say I gained like different ways to like cope with whatever's going on. So during COVID, fitness became a huge part of my life because it was just like, that's all I could do. I could just go to the gym or I could go to the park, walk around, and that was really it. Like, yeah, I would say I gained that.
Okay, and with your fitness and health journey, so are you still on that journey? Has it?
Yes, that's definitely a part of my life. I work out nearly every day except for like Sundays, but yes, it's a part of my life now. Like, I feel weird if I don't do it.
Okay, and so let's reflect on the hand map. So I know that you wrote down that you took some trips. Now, was that during the pandemic or?
So I remember I took some trips during the pandemic, but I really don't remember where. Like we didn't ride on a plane or nothing, so we had to drive there because at the time we just really didn't trust anything going on. However, I say I took more trips after COVID, like within like the latest year. Like I went a lot of places with my friends, and I went like a couple places with my family. That's about it.
Okay. And did it seem, better that you were able to get out and?
So yeah, I would say yeah, it feels good. However, I remember when COVID ended and it was like everything was kind of like getting lifted, you're going back to school. It kind of felt weird to be in a space with people. Like I didn't go to a restaurant, I don't think, until like a year after COVID or something like that. So it kind of felt weird to kind of go back and be normal and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. And what do you think your future will look like now? You've experienced that, you gain more confidence.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I really look into the future too much.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I kind of just live day by day, honestly.
You're letting it flow?
Pretty much.
All right. And I do have some questions about how your transition was when we came back to campus. How was that for you, being able to interact with your friends? How was that for you?
Okay, so coming back to the university, it was pretty cool, but it just didn't feel real. Like I remember I kept saying it, my friends kept saying it. It was like, it don't really feel like we here. Because like I said, it was a couple of times when the school had said we would come back and we didn't. And then as being an RA, like y'all would get the information like, oh, y'all not coming back like a month before coming back. I would always get it like a week or either 2 weeks before we were supposed to come back. So it was kind of like, it was always just like, I don't know, it was just like, okay, don't overhype whatever they talking about. Like, just, you're not going back to school. It's whatever. So I would say that it didn't feel real. It also didn't feel like, I don't know, it just felt like I was like in a video game or something. Like it didn't feel like I was really here with my friends. Also with them, like a lot of my friends, they had people pass away. They had all kinds of stuff. And I kind of felt bad because I didn't have anybody pass away. Also, my family didn't catch COVID until like after COVID was done. So we didn't really know what people were
going through. It was hard for you to sympathize with.
It was hard for me to sympathize. Although I seen it like in the TV like day to day, I still just didn't like. It still was like a disconnect as far as that. So I would say that. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's see. What is something that what's a piece of advice that you would give to anybody, that may experience something like this again? What's a word of advice that you would leave for them?
I would say take this time to like cultivate yourself, like find new hobbies, find new talents, look into different career ventures. Also just talk to people, like talk to different types of people. Basically live outside of your comfort zone, I would say, and just better yourself. It's just a time to like revamp yourself, I feel like. So, yeah.
All right. Well, just to be mindful of your time, the archive team definitely appreciate you for taking the time out to do this interview today. Okay?
Of course, no problem.